I've just completed one of Zwift's FTP tests, the grade 8.6%, 2.2 miles, 1,000 feet elevation. How did I do? So here we go. Coming up to the grade itself, a brutal FTP test. Classically, you could be finishing this under 10 minutes if you're an absolute elite athlete. It could be taking 40, 50, 60 minutes. I'm hoping to do between 14 and 16 minutes. You start the slope there. There's numerical, psychological breakdowns of the stages from 1 to 10. It shows on the tarmac. You can see just in the distance a number 2 in the lane, and this does give you a bit of encouragement. Looking at the top graphic, it started looking at the average wattage. For me, if I want to break my FTP, which I'm not exactly sure how it's calculated, but I believe it's roughly between 90 and 95% of your average wattage up the climb. So I'm currently 249 watts, my FTP in Zwift. I'm looking to take it over 250, so I reckon I need to be averaging over 280 watts for whatever, let's call it 15, 16, 18 minutes. That's going to be very, very difficult. We're coming up past number 3 here. I'm averaging 286, feeling really good. 125 calories down. That's me averaging over nearly 3.7 watts a kilo. You see the gradient's 10%. There's a halfway point in the top graphic, the blue almost level gradient. And the key there is to keep the power down, because you have a propensity to just let it drop to 150 watts and take a break. But that's quite a decent segment and can probably affect your average. And you see the train going up the mountain on the right hand side. I was really pushing strong here, and it did help that there were other riders on the course that I could chase down. 5 minutes gone, 284 watts. I was worried that this was slipping down and I wouldn't be able to maintain over 280, and I didn't know whether 275 watts would improve my FTP. The grade is one of 2 FTP tests in Zwift. You can also do the ramp test, of course. There's lots of videos on YouTube, and I will cover that at some point. But this is all out 180 beats per minute for whatever your time is. Let's say between 10 and 20 minutes. Could be more. So it's quite horrendous. It's quite a horrendous test. The route I actually took, you can see on the top right graphic, is elevation evaluation, which gave me a 2-mile lead in warm up. Get the legs pumped and all ready for the push. As you can see here, I can't help it but drop below 200 watts on average on the top left hand side, because I couldn't change the gears quick enough. Not good. I thought I'll make it up as soon as I start this orange section. 6.5 minutes completed. So I'm reckoning I'm probably 40% there. Climbed almost 500 feet. Total time elapsed 11.5 minutes. As I said, this is 8.6% gradient over 1,001 feet. The grade, just 2.2 miles. As you can see, I've got on the right cyclists within 30 seconds, and that was encouraging, because if I could chase them down, that would alleviate a bit of the pain, because I'd be thinking about something else. As you can see, it is full gas. If you want to break your own record, you've got to go full gas. I kept my average above 275, but I did want to work it to 280. So I started concentrating to try and put that up. Top left, I'm nearly at 300 watts, just over 300 watts there, doing over 90 RPM. 10th gear, I felt a good cadence and strength. that seemed to be the gear I could do the orange. I might need to drop for the next section. Over halfway, I'd expected, taking a sup from the water bottle, the usual 1 litre of water with a blackcurrant Barocca dissolved in it. And a little tip, I put a little bit of good old Vimto in the top, give it a bit of taste. You can see it looks like I'm almost halfway from the graphic on the right hand side. 9% gradient. Average wattage going up. That was a bit encouraging. I've done 1.5 hours on the bike. 0.7 you can see on the tarmac there. Again, accelerate through. Just speed up this. It's really easy to talk about it afterwards. And one thing I noticed when you're watching YouTube videos, you just don't realise the pain and stress going through the rider. It's just incredibly horrific when you're doing the actual ride. You can see on the graphic, I can see the blue, I can see the peak, I can see the finish. So that was really encouraging. Almost 12 minutes gone. The gradient is a bit higher now and having to drop into 8th gear, but I can see the finish. So that's a huge encouraging sign. Plus there's a couple of people, 6 and 7, 12 seconds in front of me. I thought if I can concentrate on closing them down, I'll nearly be at the finish and I'll just put a sprint over the line. Horrendous. I actually got off the saddle there. I shouldn't have done that because that drains your energy. Stupid thing to do. You just need to maintain your cadence, maintain the feeling, the power you're putting down, and don't let up. 860 feet just past there, top graphic. Nearly 13 minutes elapsed. 279 average watts. This was really pleasing. Remember, I'm trying to beat my FTP of 249. The good thing, if you do the grade and you don't beat your FTP, or let's say you just go on a bit of a recce up the grade to check it out and you average whatever, 50% less than your FTP, it doesn't drop your FTP in the game. However, if you do beat your FTP, it does increase it. People flying down the hill there on the left hand side. I'm not sure what the yellow and orange flashing gradients are just in front of me. And actually when I was smashing through this, I just thought it was my eyes and the tiredness and the pain, as you can see on my face. Doing the Zwift grade and putting yourself on camera is not something you do if you want to look aesthetically pleasing on YouTube. That's a fact. You just got to show who you are because you're going all out and you can't think of anything. I did have some Def Leppard smashing in the background for encouragement. A bit of old 80s soft rock. 12% gradient here. That doesn't help that that's gone up. Bit of a psychological dent. Having said that, I'm well over 300 watts on the left hand side, all above 90 RPM, which is great for me. Approaching 14 and a half minutes here. This is where I thought perhaps I could do it under 15 minutes. I didn't know how that would affect my FTP. I hadn't calculated that, but I knew it was quick. You can see the finish there, the centre of the screen, just over this hill and on the left. Really encouraging here. Yeah, why is that graphic yellow, the gradient, yet it's 12%? So I couldn't understand that. Someone can let me know in the comments. 7th gear here, but doing 310 watts almost. Couldn't make the 15 minutes, unfortunately, but I have got a 280 average. That was, when I looked up and that gave me some extra power in my legs. That's almost 3.7, 3.8 watts a kilo for me. I'm pushing to this line. And blimey, this was so tough. I went up a gear there. Can I break 15, 30? And I don't know what the FTP it will show on the right hand side. Fantastic. New FTP record for me. 251 watts. 15 minutes 25. Blimey, I don't know how I didn't lie on the floor. There's no room in that little shed to lie on the floor, but I just wanted to lie on the floor in the rain outside. Really, really, really pleased with that. I can just sit up and got a few likes on the right hand side. Oh, fantastic. I'm delighted with that. Another FTP increase. Had one last week, really improving just by getting on Zwift. And here, it's gone up to 253. I'll take it. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe.